forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Hi Mario, hi Surya, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take up our questions which are there right now and for the EB1A journeys. So very good morning and happy Saturday, friends. Let's start our session.
Absolutely. So the future question for today is: how do you defend? How do you defend publications when in an RFE or NOIT, USCIS implicitly questions journal rigor or circulation, and what third-party quality signals do officers respond to most reliably?
Okay, just to simplify, I think it's about the question is about the strength of a journal and publication. So that's, I think, the whole theme all about actually, especially in a RFE. Now, the first thing is you have to understand, friends, that when we talk about a publication, it's not only about nature and other things, it's about something which is more grounded, legible and other things. For that matter, I would rather go back to the expertise and also say that for the purpose of this expertise, for this particular person, for example, if you're a program director, if you're a manager, if you're in a business or a corporate, journals don't matter actually. And the metrics for those journals may not be relevant. For example, citations. For example, the journal rigor may not be applicable at all actually in your case. Oh, if you are a scientist, if you are working in neuroscience as a researcher, then it may make sense actually. So the first thing what we would do is that whether that is really relevant and the USCIS asking that particular question would be relevant or not. Second, having said this, I have always, anyway for EB1A, you need to be a best version of yourself. You need to do things which are in order. You need to be doing things which are relevant to your field how would a best expert in your field would do. So if you're in science and if you're having a bad publications or circulation, I would always say that improve it actually. Because there is no defense. You can't defend something which is required and you don't have it. Remember one thing, a good petition, a good profile can be used, legal arguments and legal doctrines and legal basis can be used for a good petition. But a bad case, a bad, kind of a formula or a bad person, bad profile cannot go on a crutches of a good legal argument also. So you need to be kind of hypersensitive on this. No lawyer in the world, the best of the best advocate in the world, will be able to help you as well. So my suggestion is that if citations and journal rigor is warranted by your, kind of a profile, please do that actually. And what we have also seen that if you are committed to follow an intensity of a work in a particular manner, things happen. And only I'm trying to respond to part of the question only because if it is not required, we would say that this shows that person has stepped beyond his role, beyond his responsibilities, which normally people at that profile would not do that actually. For example, if you're a director in, let us say, I'm just making this up, in some company, consultancy company, or working with an electrical, you don't need journals and citations in that sense actually. Okay? Let's be clear in this particular. Okay, so let's move to the next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So our next question comes from an anonymous user. They ask, what makes judging experience credible? I've attended many judging events and worked at several conferences, but what really makes them credible?
Judging events credible is that, that you are invited to be an expert. Okay, that's the first and foremost thing, that your expertise was of a prime importance. You should have right evidences to justify that how your presence good people getting judged and evaluated. I think that would be one of the best things. I would say that if you have attended many judging events and worked at several conferences, I don't understand what you mean by work. I assume that you have submitted papers there. Remember one thing, there are three things. One is authentic, credible, and probative. The aim is not to just make it credible, but to make it more probative. So what evidences are you giving for that? You are giving photographs, you are giving the profiles of the people, who were the kind of students who were invited, what were the email, but did you solicit it or did you become that expert? So I think these are some of the things that are important. Okay, so let's move to the next question.
Of course, another aspirant asked, what makes an officer believe someone will continue contributing in the US? I've heard you mention in early sessions that you help structure an aspirant's profile to demonstrate they will continue advancing their field of endeavor.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, it's not about the belief, it's about the truth and conviction, which needs to be there. Okay, now, if you are going to, what are your plans? If you just make a statement that I will continue in my field of expertise, that is not sufficient actually. How, I mean, try to answer the questions how, when, where, why, and what you will do. So let's say, for example, you got a job offer, then it is good actually. If you don't have a job offer, then give a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, then give a personal statement. But try to answer the question how, when, where, why, to that what only actually. Don't say what. It needs to get into more clarity, more depth, more degree of maturity actually. You have to answer, I mean, let's look at it. I mean, I always tell my students that please answer a question based on this, that okay, that the best person or a true expert would address it the way it is actually. Okay? Don't try to superficially respond to that question. So let's take the next.
Yeah, absolutely. So our next one, they ask, could you please share some insights on identifying high salary categories? We're using the BLS website for salary comparisons. For those on an H-1B visa, do you need to use the exact SOC code listed in your LCA, or can you select a relevant SOC code based on your job duties? For reference, my SOC code in the H-1B LCA is software developers, but my job duties align more with those of a computer systems analyst.
So this would be if you're relating, in fact, if you're relating yourself with your H1B, I mean, it's a hyper-technical question and a legal advice I would suggest to talk to a lawyer. But however, having said this, we have even used 000 code actually, or EB1As. Because you are, for the purpose of the salary record, you are not responding or you are not addressing to a situation where your job is being considered here right now. You are talking about how much is, remember one thing, this entire BLS or other things were created only for the purpose of H1B and job oriented quotas, and how much is the salary that should be paid and what are the salary ranges. It does not reflect how much. This is not created for EB1A. For EB1A, if you think that your expertise, people in your expertise, you want to use any other market data, that is absolutely fine, by consultancies, by Mercer or any other thing actually. Okay, otherwise this is absolutely, I mean, not hard. But yes, I mean, I want to be direct and respectful towards responding to this question. You don't have to use the exact SOC code, that's for sure. If you are looking for a specific answer, can you select a relevant SOC code based on your job duties? Not necessary actually. It can be anything else also which is related more to your expertise. I mean, I don't want to just randomly give somebody's examples, but if you kind of reach out to us, we'll be able to help you, and maybe next week we can take the question. So that's what I would like. Okay, so let's take the next question.
Yeah, so the next question is, I wanted to know if EB1A can get approved in a scenario where you apply for 5 categories, but you only end up getting approved for 3 with final merits. Has this ever occurred within the next league?
Well, when you get approved, you don't come to know about that actually. You just come to know about approval. So, I mean, I don't know whether this has happened or not happened. But to the best of my understanding, you are not rejected when there is an approval for any criteria, because you don't know that. That's the first thing. But through FOIA, we have got some approvals. I mean, there also it is not mentioned that which criteria were approved or not. So my understanding is, and we have to check with details, so we don't know which have got approved and which have not got approved. Okay? Yeah. So let's take the next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next question they ask, I need help getting featured and getting media attention. How would the Next League program help with this? Do you offer any tips or guidelines to help us build more reputation within our field with media coverage?
I'm hypersensitive on this particular matter because you have to also appreciate that you should try this media because this is one of the most difficult criteria for somebody like a software engineer, let's say, somebody working with Google, let us say, somebody working with LinkedIn, for example. Because would the best person in your field be defined, or would he be in the media? So I would always say, okay, take top 20 people in the field to show. Let's talk about how does their persona look like. For the purpose of EB1A, if you are trying to fit in, it will just backfire. Let's take an example of recent Nobel laureates. You would not even know the Nobel laureate till possibly they are not coming in your regular media or Forbes or any other thing, any publication on New York Times. Okay, so but if it is really required, we'll definitely help you. We don't give tips, we give you a full strategy actually. So guidelines is a better word. I would like to say that if it is required, that too. Otherwise, you don't have to try to become a person which you are not. Okay, so that's what I want to say. So let's check the last question now.
Yeah, so the last question is, if I join the Next League program, will Ranjeet be my coach, or do you have other coaches that are supporting students?
It will be a complete yes, I will be a coach. Also, at the same time, there will be multiple other people who will be assisting you. We have multiple sessions with a paralegal who has helped prepare over at least 100 plus successful petitions. We have a session with a former USCIS officer. We have session with me. We have session with another EB1A achiever. So, and multiple also that too. So that's how the whole program is structured. There is a one-on-one coaching with me and others. So that's how you will be taken care of actually. So you have a complete kind of a detail. The idea is to help you become EB1A achiever in the best possible. Okay, so that's how it is. So wish you all the best, guys. And if you want to join the Next League program, please click the link below in the comment section. We'll definitely be there to assist you. And if you have some more questions, please reach out to us. We'll be kind of helping you. Okay, and wish you all the best and happy weekend. Just a second. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.